Welcome to this session on minimizing bias. In this session, you will learn about steps you can take to minimize bias as you research and edit your story. We will also learn how to get familiar with ways of writing more objectively. Mitigating bias in the journalistic or storytelling process. Number one, you need to vet the idea. What might be uncovered? Two, make sure at the outset that you seek out multiple viewpoints. Number three, can the question be answered with verifiable facts? 4. Look for evidence that can challenge, counter, falsify your hypothesis, initial idea, beliefs, and expectations. 5. When publishing, provide source documents. 6. If you've done data analysis, provide methodology so that readers can dig into and verify your process. 7. Fact check and recheck your primary sources. And lastly, whenever possible, involve multiple editors. They should look for claims that are not backed up by evidence, leaps in logic. Now let us look at minimizing bias in writing. Number one, avoid generalizations. Written statements should not state or imply that all or none or always or never assertions. For example, Arkansans are very eco-conscious and vote to pass laws and regulations that help protect the earth. This sentence implies that all people living in Arkansas share this trait, which is untrue. On the other hand, we could say some Arkansans are eco-conscious and have voted to help several laws and regulations pass that help protect the earth. This sentence better acknowledges that the writer is not assuming that all Arkansans share this trait. Next, provide evidence. Support your assertions with resources and research. Do not rely on your beliefs or experiences. We could say, although fishing can be a fun activity for the whole family, almost no women I know went fishing last year. This sentence relies on the author's experiences and is not supported by evidence. On the other hand, the author could say, although fishing can be a fun activity for the whole family, women participated in fishing activities at a lower rate than men in 2019. The 2019 special report on fishing by the Recreation Boating 7 Fishing Foundation found that 35.8% of fishing participants were women. These sentences provide evidence to support the author's claims. Be objective. Bias can be both negative and positive. Try to write in a balanced and avoid being critical or complimentary of a given topic or entity. You could say electric cars are superior to combustion engine vehicles in every way. Increased registration fees on electric vehicles unfairly burden electric car owners. Being overly complimentary over electric cars is creating a bias in this piece of writing. On the other hand, we could say electric cars have some advantages over typical vehicles, including low maintenance costs. While it is true that electric vehicle owners avoid contributing to road improvement taxes that are associated with gasoline purchases, the current registration tax cost is higher than what a typical driver would pay in gas taxes on a comparable vehicle. This version is more balanced. Describe people at appropriate levels of specificity. When referring to people, only use descriptive terms when they are necessary for conveying meaning. Be precise without being overly specific. Pay close attention to your language choices when writing about age, disability, gender, identity, sexual orientation, racial or ethnic groups, or socioeconomic terms. The APA Style Guide has an extensive section covering language choices for these groups of participants, patients, or clients. We could say older adults scored higher on the test than younger adults. It is unclear from this sentence what age the participants were. It is better to say participants aged 65 to 80 years old scored higher on the test than participants aged 18 to 30 years old. Participant groups are more clearly and specifically described in this sentence. What's next? Listen to how journalists and editor mitigate bias in the newsroom.